I'll post the Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
Oh, hell yeah, I leveled up.
Oh, did you? Oh, what the
God
heck
damn
is
it,
that?
Tyler.
What the heck is that?
Alright, so, let me know when you're ready, what if.
Alright. Oh, beautiful.
God damn it. Alright. Now I gotta edit like 5 seconds for that.
No, leave all this in. Leave all this in.
Alright,
Just do
anyway,
your intro now.
it's Slash and Skinny Santa is back for
Ho, ho,
a
ho.
rematch after our really good Cap and Wolverine debate. Santa, you want to say what's up? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, this guy was making ludicrous claims about my boy Spidey. So I have to defend him.
Spidey's a bitch. But,
I have to defend him now. Spider Chad.
No, there's nothing Chad about Spider-Man. I'll literally
Dude,
make
he's
a video
all
on why he's
Chad.
not Chad. No, but anyway, I have been slandering Spider-Man everywhere I go. So today's debate is Hawkeye from the 616 universe versus Spider-Man from the 616 universe. I don't know if you read Hawkeye, so it's going to be interesting. But
no, actually, I do not. So
yeah, I'm gonna throw some wild shit at you. All right, so do you want to start first? You want me to?
I went first last time, but I'll go.
Okay, I'll go first then.
All right.
Just to open up, Clint Barton is the premier marksman in all of Marvel. It's very easy for him to tag superhumans that even exceed well above Spider-Man. Physically, he's also well above peak human. It's kind of ridiculous to even say he's peak human. He's kind of in the realm of Batman when it comes to BS athleticism. But basically, because of his arsenal, his skill, and being athletic enough to not be hindered by Spider-Man, as well as him being able to keep the distance, makes him the ideal fighter as a human for someone like Spider-Man. And I will explain why, because of these factors, he wins. By the way, for people watching this hairball, this fight will take place in New York City, so that they both kind of have a fair advantage. So go ahead.
Okay, so for my thing, there's multiple instances of Spider-Man having faster than light feats, and we know that Spider-Man's able to keep up with beings like Clint Barton casually. A good example would be in the Superior Spider-Man comics, which shows Spider-Man in a bloodlusted state. He was able to knock off Scorpion's jaw in one punch. So my opening statement would be he would blitz in one shot.
Okay, so yeah, just to clarify, so people don't jump on him in the comment section, he's not using Superior Spider-Man. I'm assuming you're using more so the mentality.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's trying to put you down. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and start posting scans. Now, these first couple scans are just Hawkeye with his regular bow. Let me go ahead. So this is regular arrows, I mean. Like, just run of the mill. I don't know if you read X-Men versus Avengers, but in this storyline, 5 of the X-Men were imbued with 1/5 of the Phoenix Force each. And Hawkeye, with a regular bow, was able to tag and injure Phoenix Force Cyclops. And these Phoenix Force imbued characters were capable of hanging with Thor in an actual fight, in both speed and power. I'll give you another conventional feat for his arrow. In this storyline, he is able to actually injure one of the hardest people to injure with a regular bow, which is Reed Richards. So one of my main points I'll make right away is he's shown he can easily tag characters that are at least Spider-Man speed. Now, I'm not saying they don't have they have the reaction time, so to speak, as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is one of the most agile characters. But one of the main points to start is that even the regular arrows will be lethal to Spider-Man.
All right, I can see that. So for Hawkeye keeping up with Thor, Spider-Man has a feat actually where he was able to catch his what's it called, hammer. I'll post that in the chat, but he was able to actually grab his hammer. And here's the thing: the real thing that I would give, the reason why I would give Spider-Man this win, is because of his spider sense. That gives it basically away. For a quick recap on what it is, I'm not gonna, everyone knows what the spider sense is. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. But right here, it'll load. Let me find it real fast. Here we go. So this is an author statement. 50%, 75%, 100%. So in the top thing there, it says instinctively responds to danger, reflects in, or yeah, has reflexes in plenty of time to avoid injury. Essentially, he'll dodge before. God dang it! I can hear my own voice.
Here, let me turn it down. What about now?
Hang on, test. It's still all right. It's not as bad, but basically, the scan shows that he can dodge basically before you attack. He knows what you're going to do because of his reflexes and his instincts. And we know that he's been able, again, the Thor thing, able to catch his hammer. I think I don't have to prove that he's obviously, if he gets a good clean shot on Hawkeye, he'll one shot. So my thing is, he's going to be able to dodge whatever Hawkeye throws at him, and he should be able to take at least one or two arrows. So if he does get a lucky shot, he should be able to walk up on him, and one shot. You can go.
All right, so couple things. One, I'll provide this scan in a couple minutes. I have to go get it. But Deadpool, bloodlusted, wanted to knock out Hawkeye with one punch, put all his power behind one punch, couldn't do it. Like, it just staggered. Hawkeye didn't even put him down. And that's bloodlusted Deadpool, so I definitely think he's bloodlusted Deadpool's up there with someone like Spider-Man. At least strength-wise in hitting power.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. So this is another type of arrow he uses quite frequently, which is the explosive arrow. And right here, Phoenix Force Emma Frost is trying to blitz, and he hits her and actually knocks her back with the force of the explosive arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let me also show you this. He's able to pierce and damage Worthy Sin. I believe this is in the original Sin storyline, which I don't know if you read it. It's actually very good.
I read it. Yeah, I read it.
Yeah, and Hawkeye was putting in work on these characters. And then let me show you. This is something very important. Do you know who Psylocke is?
No, I do not.
Okay, Psylocke is an X-Men who casually keeps up with the likes of Wolverine and Deadpool. She's oftentimes, one of my favorite runs is her in Uncanny X-Force. She's essentially one of the fastest members, and she can blitz the likes of Angel, Wolverine, Deadpool, and she's one of the most dangerous ones. And right here, she confronts, and her ass is fat, boy, but she confronts Hawkeye, and Angel himself says he is very confident Psylocke is not fast enough to contend with the likes of someone like Hawkeye.
Okay.
Hawkeye's just that ridiculously quick with his quick draw and accuracy and arsenal that even someone like Psylocke, who is definitely at least as fast in blitzing speed as Spider-Man, Hawkeye's not going to have any issues, at the very least, firing off an explosive arrow, something of that nature, to get the distance, to start putting in work on Spider-Man. And I'll demonstrate later what else he can use on Spider-Man.
Okay. So for the Wolverine thing, another good example from the Superior Spider-Man comic right here, where he takes on whatever. I'm sending a scan, but essentially it says in the comic that Spidey is able to hold off, not just hold off, but is superior to Wolverine in every way in a bloodlusted state. It says down there in the bottom caption, it says, "I'm stronger, faster, and smarter, superior in every way," and he basically makes Wolverine eat street. For the explosive arrow thing, there was a run. I don't know if you read it, but there was a run where basically Hydra like cloned the Avengers, and there was an instance where they had a Hawkeye clone, and let me get that scan. But basically, he uh, he shot
I'm about to
explosive
fry you,
arrows.
boy. Don't you post that scan. I'm about to fry you.
You have to fry me.
Yeah, Hawkeye beat the shit out of his clone.
No. That's not supposed to. It's just
Okay.
supposed to show that he can take explosive web or arrows. That's
Okay.
all it's supposed to show. Oh, all right. Well, I won't bother showing the scan, but he can. All it is he's shown to be able to take the explosive arrows. He can web them up. He can move faster and more importantly, out of range than the explosive arrow. And once again, it comes down to the spider sense. Daredevil himself, the guy who has been shown to keep up with beings like Iron Fist, Bullseye, people like that. People who give Hawkeye a good run for his money. He even stated that he's so agile and fast, even he can't keep up with it. And I believe it was stated that like his spider sense is better than Spider-Man's. If I'm wrong there, but the
Yeah.
guy,
So Daredevil's sense is better than Spider-Man's. It's just Spider-Man is fast.
yeah. So the dude's faster than Daredevil can keep up with. So what I'd say is, again, I don't contest that his arrows would definitely be lethal, and his accuracy is on par, which I'll get to that. But his spider sense and speed alone should be able to give him the ability to run circles. Well, not run circles, but dodge a majority of his lethal shots. And for the one shot thing, would you agree that, say, Hulk would one shot Hawkeye?
Yes, and Serious Hulk would one-shot Spider-Man too. And if you
Yeah.
bring up
Oh,
Hulk hitting Spider-Man, Spider-Man later said he realized Hulk had never hit him seriously.
okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. He would obviously one shot Spidey. What I'm saying is he was able to stagger Hulk, and he was able to do enough damage to make Hulk, I don't know, move back. He was also able to drop Luke Cage on his butt. Luke Cage being the same guy who could drop Rhino. So I would say a one shot is not out of the ballpark, especially if he gets one in the head or spinal cord. And Spider-Man's smart. He's a very tactical fighter. He knows how to fight. He was trained by beings like Captain America. So he should be more than capable of, with the spider sense, dodging those arrows and getting into serious shots where either he can't fight anymore or he's dead.
Okay,
Here's the
so if
Deadpool.
you look at the scan I just posted,
Here's that Daredevil
Naked
scan.
Hawkeye was
Naked Hawkeye.
born on Bullseye and Venom.
Remember how you told me not to post that scan? Yeah.
What scan?
Yeah, the one with the clone. Yeah, well, here's the thing. In that scan, that kind of leads into one of my major points. Bullseye is known to be a superb marksman. I would even argue he's just as good, if not better, than a Hawkeye, because Hawkeye needs to train, whereas with Bullseye, it's God given. So if he really put in work and trained, who knows how good he would be.
Hawkeye has natural ability too. You don't just like train and become the level of a Hawkeye. That's kind of silly. That's like
No,
saying
Bullseye.
I could work out and be better than LeBron.
But no, Bullseye has shown some crazy stuff, and he's in fact to the point where in his Hawkeye comic, or when he was pretending to be Hawkeye, he killed a rat with a booger, which I'll post in the scan thing.
Hawkeye's literally killed a man with a wood splinter, like a minuscule wood splinter. He's killed someone with a player card. He's replicated Bullseye's feats.
That's my point. They're very alike, and I don't know who would actually win that fight, but I mean, I've got several scans of Spidey casually dodging some of these things. How am I stuff? There we go. Spidey dodging Bullseye's on point. Remember, he's trying to kill him, and Spidey's able to dodge him.
Well,
But
you know what the
Spider's-
issue is with that comparison is the arsenal. Hawkeye's throwing some crazy shit at Spider-Man. Bullseye, you could argue, is very relative as a marksman, but his arsenal doesn't compare to Hawkeye's, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there, but remember, Bullseye was able to intimidate Hawkeye. He was able to use the bow and arrow. What we got there?
This is Hawkeye evading an amped Hulk, landing several shots, and then actually injuring Null, which is the amped Hulk.
Okay. So, for another thing I'd like to bring up, you know who Elektra is, or whatever her name, that assassin?
Yeah.
By the way, don't mind that. That took a while to send. Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but she gutted Ninja Hawkeye.
Yeah, I said I'm not using Ninja Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I
we're
think
not
he's
using
actually
Ninja.
worse than regular Hawkeye.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, he's not fighting his normal way.
Right. Well, this little section here, tangent. She was able to gut Ninja Hawkeye, and Bullseye came by, killed her, and yet Spider-Man is still able to make the dude on his Tuesday villains list. This is the guy that he goes on a patrol and is like, oh gosh darn it, this guy again. His spider sense is just too broken. By the time he quick draws and points his arrow at him, he'll know already and will already begin to dodge.
Well, what I just posted is one of his most useful. His barrage arrow. He fires it, and it turns into hundreds of arrows.
And once again, I would raise you the scan with Bullseye, where he threw all those shurikens to be able to dodge all of them. And another thing that I'd like to bring up is not only was he able to dodge these little shuriken things, he was able to dodge beams going at the speed of light. There we go. The guy says, I have the speed of light on my side. The dude's just casually dodging these things. So unless Hawkeye's arrows are now speed of light, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, they can, because Emma Frost with the Phoenix Force casually blitzed Thor. And he reacted to a blitzing Phoenix Force Emma Frost and blasted her ass.
He reacted, yeah, but was she trying to dodge the arrow?
Hold on. Here's Hawkeye casually bullying on 3 villains. One of them whom is Batroc, who Spider-Man repeatedly has said he struggles against because of Batroc's quickness is equal to his own.
Well, I don't know if he... Alright, well, by that logic, now Bullseye's slower than Batroc. I think there's some, maybe some outlier feats. But here's a feat that I'd like more.
Hold on.
Alright. So
he's taken on the entire Thunderbolts by himself.
Well, I raise you the Sinister Six, where we have beings like Doc Ock and Electro, who fires, which is another speed feat that Spidey has over Hawkeye, casually dodging Electro's lightning. Again, this is all casual. Like, Hawkeye needs to work for these feats, whereas Spidey, this is like every other day. In the light speed barrage thing, he's just sitting there making jokes at the guy.
He was making fun of Batroc and his crew. He was like, y'all suck.
Yeah, but light speed attacks.
Well, do you think Spider-Man attacks at light speed?
I think it could be possible if he's going full force.
Yeah, the point, I think you're missing what I'm saying.
Okay.
The argument I'm arguing against is Spider-Man blitzes right away. I'm arguing against Spider-Man's blitzing speed. Hawkeye has shown on dozens, if not hundreds of occasions, he's just fine against that. And while Spider-Man will dodge a lot of his shots, the point I'm making is because of the types of arrows he fires off, it's gonna force Spider-Man to dodge, not blitz.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially with the explosive arrow things. I'm saying it's only a matter of time because here's the thing: Hawkeye only has so many arrows. Here's a scan actually. Spider-Man was blocking a punch from Black Panther, and Hawkeye tried to take a pot shot at him, and he caught it because once again the spider sense. If it'll ever
Mm-hmm.
load.
Well, Spider-Man. What if Spider-Man catches an explosive arrow?
Oh well, he could take it. Like he could take it. He's taken lightning bolts. There was one issue with the electro. There was electro comp. I tried to send them all because there's three of them, and my phone's being high and won't send scans. But basically,
That's fine. Mine struggles too.
yeah. Basically, the dude threw trucks on him. It exploded. He threw him off a building. He still got up. Then he got electrocuted, and then he finally had to go to the hospital. And he was back up a few days later, doing what he does best.
Yeah. So when he gets knocked down, I posted it. You might not have seen it. Hawkeye's gonna nail him with the adamantium arrow, which he carries multiple of.
Yeah, but those are the type of arrows he can just catch. And again, spider sense. He's not going to catch an explosive arrow because the spider sense will warn him. That thing knows too much.
Sorry. What I mean is he's gonna knock over Spider-Man, then hit him with the adamantium arrow. There's no way Hawkeye's firing off it. He's not gonna waste his adamantium arrow.
I'm like, okay, yeah. Is that again? Phone's being stupid. So random scans pop.
Also, just so you're aware, Hawkeye's potency with like his explosive type arrows has increased dramatically.
Yeah, I think they like stagger the hook or something.
So his explosive arrows that were like grenade types are now massively stronger than that, to the point where they're hurting characters like Amped Hulk.
Yeah, I agree. But as that scan that I showed above, he can either web him up and throw him away, or spider sense, the thing that lets him dodge barrages of light speed attacks. And here's another thing: he moves faster than thought. Like, well, in the matter of time, because Hawkeye needs to think. He needs to train. He needs to be accurate.
Well, he actually trains to be reflexive. So no, he doesn't think like a normal human would.
No, he doesn't. But there is, especially with someone as fast as Spidey, yeah, he's gonna have to think. So it comes down to he's gonna either waste his arrows because spider sense, or he'll get in close and he'll get those shots off that he needs, which will just break his, let's be honest, peak human body.
And there's another one of him taking out all the mutants, including the likes of Magneto, who wasn't able to stop the attack despite his power. Here's another one of him bullying on like I believe it was Hulk. Yeah, it was Hulk.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the fact those arrows are gonna hurt. I don't think they're one shot, but they'll definitely hurt, and they're definitely lethal. He's not gonna get the shot though.
All right, so here's another point I'd like to make. I guess we should kind of get into how exactly we would say our characters would win. So, how do you think your character would win?
How I think, as I stated, it would probably be either he wastes his arrows, he moves so fast that he can't get his shots off and one shot him, or he would blitz if he gets lucky. If he catches him off guard or something. Those are the two most probable scenarios.
All right, hold on. Let me get you this.
All right.
He has stuff like the cryo arrow, which managed to freeze Thor. Thor couldn't even get out of the way of it. And I know Spider-Man's quick, but I think you would agree Thor is faster than Spider-Man.
I mean, I did post that hammer thief feat, but yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
I mean like a serious Thor, because this was
Yeah, serious Thor.
this wasn't a normal Thor. This was bloodlusted.
Yeah.
Um, I believe this was Secret Avengers issue 1, but anyway, let me show you. And Hawkeye's been in some weird stories, dude. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
But what I'd also like to go back to the multi-arrow thing I showed you. Essentially what I think is you would fire one of those off and allow that to create a massive wave of arrows. And while Spider-Man's avoiding that from just one arrow, Hawkeye is going to fire off a couple more of those. And Spider-Man's Spidey sense can be overwhelmed. It's not infallible.
Yeah, I agree with that. But here's the thing. This is a good part with the battle scene. This is New York City. There's plenty of areas for him to take cover. I remember skyscrapers everywhere, sewers, and he's smart and he's fast. So fast that he can tag Quicksilver, who runs faster than radio waves, which are speed of light. And Quicksilver has been shown to be faster than Hawkeye. Heck, even the movies make a joke about this. So him being able to tag Speed Demon, who's faster than Hawkeye, to the point where in the movies make a joke.
Hawkeye's tagged Speed Demon too.
But yeah, I'm saying they're around that area. So he'll be able to dodge them, use the areas to his surroundings, take cover, or do what he did with the light speed beams. The light speed thing kind of negs a lot of his arrow tricks.
I would disagree. So the thing with most of the characters Hawkeye nails have at least light speed.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he either catches them off guard, or they're being all.
Hawkeye's even shown the ability. His senses are so ridiculous that he beat a character that's just as accurate as Bullseye, and beat him while blinded. He was completely blind. He was able to combat Ant-Man while Ant-Man was in his Ant-Man state by sensing the body heat of Ant-Man. So literally, you can't see this microscopic character, but can sense that body heat. And
yeah,
like Hawkeye's bullshit, dude. Like he has.
Oh, he is.
He will be able to hear Spider-Man. He'll be able. And then,
hold on now. Did you know that he's 80% deaf?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that.
The one I'm using obviously isn't hindered.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thought that. Okay.
That's in a few stories. Yeah.
Thought that should be brought up. Okay. Now,
but like I've even shown with one sense compromise, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, is just as accurate while completely blind.
Now, the Bullseye thing, once again, he was able to kill Elektra, that assassin, who got Hawkeye. And Spider-Man actually had a one-on-one encounter with her. He was able to react with her flawlessly because, once again, the spider sense is way better than his peak human senses. Yeah, sensing heat is good, but when it gets to where you're dodging attacks before they're even fired, that's a whole other level.
Well, there's the issue right there. So you're showing him react to Elektra and catch her thing, and now he's bleeding. If he catches that from Arrow, and it's an acid arrow, or I mean from Hawkeye, and it's an acid arrow, a cryo arrow.
Well, again, spider sense.
Net arrow. But what I'm kind of arguing is the area of effect is so absurd that it's gonna catch Spider-Man.
I mean, here's again the light speed thing is that's kind of impressive. Here's him dodging random hypersonic attacks from this finger guy. I don't know, he's a weird villain. He kind of creeps me out, I'm not gonna lie. Don't know what he does with those fingers, but. And if I can find it, there's of course his famous electro feats, which are even better. There we go. Yeah. He's done AOE attacks all the time. That's one of his things. In fact, Sandman, oh man, his whole thing is overwhelming and swamping his opponents, and yet he's able to tangle with him casually. Venom, he has a whole stretchy thing. Electro, it's just random.
Look, like this is also very important. Psylocke is faster than Wolverine, Deadpool, and the other members of the X-Force. She's the quickest among them. And even Angel says Hawkeye is too fast.
Okay, and it was stated Bloodlust is Spider-Man is stronger, faster, and smarter than Wolverine.
I know. But what I just said is Psylocke is faster than Wolverine too.
Mm-hmm.
And so she scales to at least relative to Spider-Man. And Angel himself, who has fought Hawkeye on several occasions and doesn't beat Hawkeye, says, yeah, he's too fast for you. And by the way, she also has psychic attacks and telekinetic attacks.
Spider-Man
and laser light energy attacks.
Mm-hmm. Here's a few scans for you. Let me find this next one. So in the, however my phone wants to send this, one of these is similar to what you brought up. It's going to take a while to load. But basically this chick was able to read minds, and she would fire lasers at beings based on where they would be, because she'd read their minds. Well, Spider-Man said, yeah, well, I'm faster than thought. And you can't tag me if I'm if I just act off of reflexes. And she was able to smack her around.
Yeah, Wolverine did the same thing, though.
Yeah. And Spider-Man clobbered Wolverine.
One time. He's also lost to Wolverine on several occasions.
How many times has Hawkeye beaten Wolverine?
Well, he's beaten the entire X-Men. As well as the Thunderbolts.
Well, Spider-Man's beaten the Thunderbolts.
He beat Magneto, who one-shots Wolverine.
Who, Hawkeye?
Yes.
Okay, well, then I just bring... Well, and again, he needs the bow in it. There you go. There's those scans. The one above, my guy just kicks Hawkeye. Yeah, that's Hawkeye. Kicks him into a wall. While he has backup, by the way. So he's being swarmed by all these armed guards. Hawkeye's about to take a shot, and Spidey says no. And another thing about combat, which I think this will play a role, because I think we'd both agree Hawkeye's very skilled in hand-to-hand combat. He was trained by Captain America, right?
All right, so this is going to piss you off, but I don't care, because fuck Spider-Man.
Hurt me.
Hawkeye's able to do this. I don't know if you know this, but...
What we got here? Looks like a JoJo comic.
So if shit goes down, he uses the Goliath arrow and turns into giant.
Oh, get that unconventional. Get that unconventional outlier crap out of here.
He did use that consistently. I think that's in Blind Spot.
No.
Yes, it is.
Try.
It's actually
don't try that. Send me another one where he uses that. Send me another one.
I'm about to send you this entire series after this.
Send me the entire series if you have to. I'm calling horse crap. This is the first time. I mean, this doesn't change anything. He still blitzes. But, in fact, I would argue this helps. But, no, this is...
What the fuck's he gonna do to Giant?
Oh, he's the same thing he did to Ant-Man in the freaking Civil War movie.
That's the movies.
So?
He would bat him away.
No, he wouldn't. He's taking on Sandman. You know how big that guy grows? He's taking on Hydra Man. You know how big that thing goes?
You know how you beat sand? You know how you beat a water gun?
Yeah, exactly. You get some water.
Yeah, he's trash. Don't use sand, man.
He ain't trash. But he grows bigger. And Spider-Man's taking on me like that. What you talking about? You made the movie. In fact, I would argue that the movie Spider-Man's dumber than 616. Nerdy high school kid.
I would also, I think you would agree this is a valid argument too.
Okay.
Superior Spider-Man does demonstrate bloodlust.
Yeah. Giant Hawkeye. Turns into Bowser or something. Oh, no, Chief. Oh, my boy's in here. Oh, Splash, you good, man? I think he's dead. This is where I take the lead. It's where I take advantage of him. Was a really good point I can bring up that you can't dispute. Giant Hawkeye.
It's kind of gay.
Yeah, man, he did.
Hey, Skinny.
Dude, it's like the last time. Yeah, what's up?
You remember how I was talking about the Fallout like a couple days ago?
No. What?
Yeah, debate with the Transformers sometime. It'd be interesting. I don't want to be the only one who does that.
Chief, I'm gonna keep it 100%.
I cut out.
That is not my real thing.
My
Oh,
bad.
he's back. He lives.
Yeah, I cut out.
Oh, okay, good. I was about to say, oh crap, it's like last time again. Said something to tick him off. Now I gotta go
But
cry.
there's him using 10 particles again. And then the other one's photon particles.
Okay, yes, I will agree he uses pin particles, but he doesn't turn into giant Hawkeye. No.
No, he did have an entire run. It was blind spot.
Oh, okay. You know,
Dude,
I'm gonna let
Hawkeye's
this
done
go.
a bunch of wild stuff.
He's done a bunch of wild
disqualified. Hold on, you disqualified Ronin, which I was fine with because Ronin's trash.
I
You
mean,
didn't
Ronin is
disqualify
trash,
Giant
but
Hawkeye.
giant Hawkeye. I'm just saying. Let's be real here. How about this though? By the time he activates that. By the time he pulls out the arrow, like, all right, I have to now activate my pin particles to go turn into Bowser, go boss mode on this man. He's gonna come in and clock him. Because again, back to my previous point, Spider-Man Spider Sense knows what you're gonna do before you do it, and makes it to where he reacts instinctively and accordingly, so that way he's out of danger. So when he pulls out his magic boss mode arrow and decides to go big, he's going to come in and be like, no, Chief. Or do what he does in a lot of situations, use his webs and grab that arrow. It's kind of similar to what he did with the explosive arrows. Once again, it comes down to he's going to outlast him or he's going to blitz him. Because Hawkeye just can't get enough shots off.
I would also argue I've literally never seen Hawkeye run out of arrows.
I would show you the Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's the Avengers movie. He's still balled out. But couple things. One, do you want to have the people here judge it, or do you want to keep it to the YouTube comment section?
I don't mind.
What do you prefer?
I don't care. Whatever you want.
You want to do both? And
Sure, I'll do both.
Okay, and then two, are you comfortable going to conclusions?
Yeah, we can go to conclusions.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
I'll go first. So, in conclusion, I proved that Spider-Man has extremely fast, to the point where faster than light reaction speeds. I proved that his spider sense should be at least more than capable of dealing with those arrows, and he should be able to either outlast him and get to the point where he knocks him out. I also proved that his strength should be easily able to 1 to 2 shot Hawkeye with little difficulty. So my ending statement would be, once again, his spider sense gives him the edge over his arrows, and simply time progresses, and eventually, as the fight goes on, he's able to knock out Hawkeye.
All right, so to keep it short from my end, I demonstrated the arsenal Hawkeye brings to this, which includes regular arrows that can pierce multiple robots. They can pierce Phoenix power imbued characters. His explosive arrows can knock back a blitzing Phoenix, Emma Frost, and a worthy Sin, as well as a worthy Hulk that was amped to the Null version. Hawkeye has demonstrated multiple times that he can contend with characters that blitz even faster than a Spider-Man would, so I don't think Spider-Man would be able to blitz. He can fight characters that are more skilled than Spider-Man or rival Spider-Man in athleticism, like Cap. I even demonstrated him beating Cap. He was able to beat characters like Magneto and Magneto's team. Pem particles will be very lethal. Adamantium tip arrows will be very lethal. While I don't think that's how he won't fire something like an adamantium arrow right off the bat because that's a waste. But he will use stuff like his expanding arrows that turn into hundreds of arrows to make Spider-Man go on the defensive, and then he will hit him with either an explosive arrow or a cryo arrow, which can even hold down and tag 4. In which after that he just finishes them off with either an adamantium arrow or maybe even Pem particle. It really doesn't matter. But bottom line, his arsenal, skill, and his proven reaction time to where even Angel said he was too fast for Psylocke and Angel, and Psylocke's faster than everyone on X-Force, including Deadpool and Wolverine. For those reasons, I believe Hawkeye wins.
Dang, Chief, you said keep it short. I'd be scared to see the longer.
I've literally never repped Hawkeyes.
Yeah, this is interesting.
All right, so I don't know who here would want to judge.
I know a guy.
Dream.
Yeah,
How
Dream.
much did you hear?
Dream, definitely Dream.
I only heard like a quarter of it, so I can't really
Oh.
judge.
Damn it, Dream. All right.
Okay, wait, I got one. Hang on, he's a buddy of mine. Cold Nexus. How long were you here? If his mic ever works. Oh, I don't think he's here. Never mind. Alright, screw you.
Let's see. Safety. How long were you here?
I'm here. I was here from like the beginning, and then like I left for a while.
Tyler was here, and he's a Spider-Man fan. Let's hear what he has to say. Tyler.
Yeah, let's see what he's got. Dang, we might just have to use YouTube comments.
You talking about me?
Rough. I don't know.
This is rough.
Nobody could judge.
Talking about me?
Nothing important. Did you hear any of it?
Yeah, I was here for like the last 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Wait, how long was the debate?
It wasn't that long. Oh, actually.
About 40 minutes, I think.
It was about 40 minutes.
It was a good one.
Which is why my battery
Who
died.
said 40 minutes? That means you heard the debate.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
All right, who do you
Yeah,
think won?
yeah,
And why?
10 minutes.
It's tough.
See, look at that splash. Spider Chad.
What?
Hold on. Super Duper Garrick. I remember this guy. He's chill. He was here for the whole time.
Yeah, it's Key Issues. Shout out to his channel. I don't know
Yeah,
if
that
he can
dude's cool. Yeah, you no. Dude's chill. I like for him to judge.
Unmute Garrett. Peer
Yeah,
pressure.
man. You're chill, man.
There he is.
I hear your opinion.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, man. Were you here for the whole thing?
Yeah, I was here the entire time.
Oh, you're a chill dude. You wanna? Who do you think won?
So yeah, I'm hearing a lot of echo. Sorry.
Same.
I thought it was pretty even for the most part. Like you guys went back and forth on most points. I'd say the one point that was like entirely refuted was the spider sense. Although Splash did make a good argument about the barrage arrows. Comparing that to the scan that you posted of Bullseye, the point that Hawkeye is using a bow, which is going to fire extremely fast, like way faster than Bullseye can throw.
Yeah, I said it's different.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
he said that. Yeah, he said that. I'll vouch for
And it
this.
said Spider Sense
Okay.
gets overwhelmed as well. It's like it's been overwhelmed.
Hey, I for the record, I said environment, and I also said light speed.
Yeah, I said light speed too. We're both flexing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mine were casual. I'm just saying.
I was sitting here doing a lot of drawing, not gonna lie, but I was listening. I thought it was really close, guys. I don't think I can decide who won, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I would give it a tie if I had to make a final.
I'll judge.
Okay. Well, if I stuck a gun to your head, what would you do then? Force you to pick.
He'd say Hawkeye.
I'd
wouldn't he?
say that you won because you have the gun.
Oh, you know, that's it.
I would agree with Flash actually, because I feel like you did kind of counter the Spider-Man point about the spider sense, because you did kind of like bring up Hawkeye. Well, you know, being a sharp bastard. I think you kind of did win in the area, mostly from the area of effect, like you argued from. And I think this would be a close battle, but in the end, Hawkeye would win.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Skid. I'm gonna say this.
Oh,
The
it's chill, man.
falling claps. I'll just say that.
Yo, like
Get out.
I think like
I won't debate you on that. Bring it, boy.
Oh man.
but like
Nexus,
Dude, I
later,
got a
bro.
solid plus argument for the fallen.
Yeah, Nexus. He's my buddy. For the amount that you were here, man, what do you think? Oh, did he leave?
I'm still here.
No, all right, he's here. What would you say for the amount that you were here? What would you say? 'Cause you're my boy.
I got here right around you mentioned Hulk and Spider-Man, so.
You better support the heck out of me, man. I know where you live.
Oh, I know, but okay, if I'm being honest, from what I heard, no biasing here. Okay, a little, but I'm gonna try not to be biased. Okay, from what I heard, I would have to agree with Skinny.
Why?
Mostly because I still don't see how Hawkeye can get around the light speed thing in the spider sense. Then again,
Well,
Area of effect, boy.
well, I did bring up.
then
I
a little bit
did
environment.
bring up his speed, reaction speed, and the whole he caught his arrows and was able to chuck them out of the way. Area of effect is not that big of an
Well,
issue
yeah,
in
if
this
he
debate.
catches an explosive arrow, he's gonna look like an idiot when his face gets blown
I
off.
said like with the webs. More
Still,
specifically, the
yeah, I'm
environment.
gonna say this. Lowball the fallen's gonna clap Spider-Man. Don't at
Get
me.
your Transformers. Oh my god, bro.
I'm gonna say lowball multi-continental's gonna clap your ass.
Hold on. Before we get out of hand, Tyler's a Spidey fan. I want to hear what he thinks.
Yeah, I want to hear what he says.
Alright, well, the light speed in Spider Sense does make a good argument, but I'm gonna have to portray my boy Spidey.
Aw.
Gonna have to say Hawkeye. The reason for that is because I think if Hawkeye really try hard enough, he can outsmart Spider-Man with some splash damage and just knock him out.
Dang, y'all just did not hear my refute to the splash damage thing. But all right, fair
He
enough.
could take,
What about the environment?
the explosion. It all depends if he can take the explosion or not. If he
Well, I
can,
actually have a scan of him taking out a hydrogen bomb, but
yeah, but
I could show you a nuke arrow if you want to play dirty.
ooh, I want to see
Wait.
Nuke Arrow.
Ooh.
I want to see
Oh,
Nuke
I'm
Arrow.
going to
Like,
Lowball.
this nigga's out here with nuke
Is that really
arrows.
a
Come
thing?
on,
Yeah,
bro.
'cause he was
Let me see
talking
your
about
Nuke
that. He was
Arrow. I'll
talking
show
about
you my
that.
hydrogen bomb.
Well, no,
shit.
both our characters will definitely die, so that's kind of
Oh, yeah.
irrelevant.
Yeah, no one here. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you set off on Nuke,
It's
we're both
just
gonna
really
die.
weird because it could go either way. It's not really.
Wait,
I
this
just
is
don't
set in
know.
New York, right?
Yeah, it's New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Home
Yeah,
turf.
let's just nuke New York.
Yeah, that's just Nuke New York. Spider-Man.
Don't say that. This is going on YouTube.
Oh,
I don't
shoot.
think Hawkeye's
No, make sure to
regular
cut that out.
arrows could.
Oh yeah,
Just
cut
say
that
it.
out.
Someone
Bleep that out.
just gave us four
Bleep that
words.
out.
Like that never happened.
Yeah, that never. No, FBI, chill.
By the way, I'm still recording, so
Oh, you are? Shoot.
yeah, I'm waiting until everybody gets their
Okay, well, we
Concessions
have
out.
one vote for me, a vote.
I think Spider-Man has it,
Well, let me see this.
Wait, why do you think Spider-Man has it?
cause I don't see how Hawkeye gets around the light speed shit and the spider sense.
Okay,
Well,
we
do you
not
need
the only
one
one.
more.
light speed?
We need
Hmm?
one more
Do you
vote.
think Thor's light speed?
Honestly, I think this was like a tie.
what?
So
Do
we
you
have
think
two
Thor is light speed?
inconclusive, two for me and two for
Well,
Splash.
hold
Give-
on. Let me be inconclusive because let me rethink. Let me rethink it.
Okay, okay. By the
I
way,
think
Tyler,
if
glad I
Spider-Man
don't
could
have
take
to
the
do
nuke arrow, I think Spider-Man might pull out a dub.
oh my
Could take the
god,
nuke arrow? What the
just
fuck?
the nuke arrow, the nuke
but
arrow.
that's
Here,
disqualified.
here.
But
Zach.
anyways,
Oh.
we'll say
Wait a second.
you had a couple couple judges coming at the end to help you.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
This one, I will say,
Good boy.
we'll probably leave it up to the comment section because I definitely think it'll be
Okay,
fair
yeah.
down there because a lot of
Yeah.
people favor Spider-Man, and
Yeah, I'm
being a Spider-Man hater.
myself. I gotta
Except
go
for
with Flash.
Tyler. Tyler betrays.
Wait a second.
Studio, you sound like a robot. Studio,
Ah,
should I stop the recording?
Traitor.
Splash,
How
why?
big is
Alright.
the nuke arrow?
Yeah, hold on. I'll just finish it off real quick, fellas. So,
Probably.
Santa, I definitely think this was a good debate. You
Mhm.
definitely did a lot better this time just because last time you came in with all my Wolverine arguments. So I didn't know how to do
Hey,
that. But you did pretty good. this
yeah.
time.
I do.
But anyways, this was fun. Comment section, decide who won.
Mhm.
Shout out to Santa. He'll probably be back on again because he likes Spider-Man and I hate him. Shout out to
You
Key
know I
Issues for
will.
randomly popping in and tell us he was drawing.
I'm gonna just debate Spider-Man
But
versus
yeah,
Transformers.
Splash,
And
and that's pretty much it.
Mhm.